So today is a rather big day for the toy shop, and I thought as my first video of the year, it'd be appropriate to kind of talk about the shop in general and what today is all about. So, for those who don't know, or for those who didn't tune into the earliest episodes of the Toy Store Life, and I don't even know if I mentioned it there, this toy store first opened officially on January 1st, 2021. Smack dab in the middle of a pandemic, we decided to open a collector's store. So I say we, and that is incorrect. So the store was originally created by a guy named Sean, and Sean has made a business out of constructing shops and places just like this, and then selling them off, going somewhere else, building another one. He's done it with retro arcades. He's done it with toy stores. He's done it with comic book shops. It's just kind of a super weird business model where most people flip houses. He flips businesses. And I don't even know how you get enough inventory to do that, but somehow he did it. Because this isn't even the last toy store he ever built. So yeah, that happened. So there was a few soft openings for the store before January 1st, but like the official first date, the official launch, when the store was officially at its full-time hours, January 1st, 2021. And I can remember being here. I was here at the soft openings. I was here at the grand opening, not working for the place at the time, just as your average consumer. Probably walked out between the two visits, probably walked out with like $400 worth of stuff. Like, when you put me in this little town and you tell me that, hey, there's a toy shop literally 5 minutes away, yeah, I'm going to be curious. I'm going to want to visit it. So yeah, that was exciting to actually know, oh my God, there's a toy store that's not an insane distance away. Normally it's like a 2-hour drive to get to a decent toy shop for me. So yeah, this was absolutely awesome. So first day, the first time I visited, I was asking the owner, can I film in the store? Because I did the video where you saw like the birth of a brand new toy shop. So you saw a little bit of the owner in there. He was answering questions and all that, and telling me about the store. And we got to talking after that, and it wasn't very long into that he asks, like, would you mind helping with the register? So how I got wrapped up in this store in the first place. The way I got wrapped up in the store in the first place is the original owner was looking for someone to come up with a brand new logo for the shop, because the logo he had, he has business acclimate, he does not have graphics acclimate. So literally, and it's still on the window right now, you have a sign for Bonita Springs Toys and Games. It's just one little yellow logo with, Bonita Springs Toys and Games. It's super boring, it's super generic, it's super tiny. Like, I'm looking at it right now. It's about the size of a dinner plate on the window. It's nothing that's ever going to draw an eye. It's just he needs some kind of signage, something to indicate that this is the store. So he had to put something out there, and that's what it was. And it's pretty lame. It's pretty lame. I'm not going to lie. Looking to get that changed. Different story. But he wanted graphic help. He wanted help designing a new logo, so that's what I did. I designed the logo that we're currently using now that was based on one of his favorite toy lines. And I find out later on it's a pretty common logo to spoof for a toy shop, so it's not the most original creation. But it did the trick. He liked it, and by the end of January, I visited the store enough, and he had already talked me into starting to take a few days to mind the shop or just stay here and just like, this is how things are done. One day, I would come in one day, and like he just bought a new collection. He look at this and say, "Hey, look at all this great stuff we got." I'm like, who's this we? Who is this we? I have nothing to do with this inventory. I have no purpose for you calling this we. But he was like a good hour's drive away from, like, where he lives, like an hour away from this store. Why he decided to set up an hour away from where he lived, I will never know. However, it did mean that it's an incredibly taxing drive to get here to run the shop himself. So he needed somebody to watch it himself. He needed somebody to mind the counters and, basically just pay someone to watch the shop. And at the time, my grandmother was still around. She was doing fairly badly, so she needed the constant care. It was hard for me to get away, but this was such an opportunity. It was 5. It's 5 is an exaggeration, but it's close. It's close enough to where, like, if something went down at home, I could flip the sign to close and I could post "be right back" and I could get home and help with whatever crisis is, going on at the time. I figured at the very least, if I'm going to be out of the house, at least it's going to be something relatively close to the house. So even if something goes wrong, I'm around. All right. And so that's basically how that worked out, and worked out pretty smoothly. Now, at the time, I was still just like gun shy about handling customers. I was still very much like, I'll, you know what, I'll keep to the back room and organize it, and I'll come out when you need me. And then eventually Sean stopped coming into the shop altogether, and he just left it to me totally. Like, here's how much to offer in trade. Here's your trade budget for the week. This is how the register works. Good luck. So that was the first few months of working at this toy shop. It's just kind of minding the counter and all that. And technically I was considered the manager only because, like, I manage the shop. It's not like I have inventory control or real direct input, but I had, it was supposed to be better than just, the counter jockey, I actually have something a little bit more substantial to it than just work the cash register. The other factor was, along the way, we had the opportunity to get a double-sized unit in this same exact plaza. And the double-sized unit I really wanted. So Sean's thing, of course, is build a shop, sell it, and move on. By the time I was, by the time we were like just a few months in, and we had this opportunity to move location, we were all like, he was already looking for someone to buy the store. Like, all he needed was proof that business happened here, and that's all he needs in order to make his big sale. So I really wanted us to move down, take the bigger lot. It'd be more rent per month, but it would give us space to stretch out, space to put in more stuff for events, space for tables so people could come in and play. That means we could have pre-release events. We could monetize the play space with snacks and, little things people tend to buy when they're just sitting around the toy store forever. Things like that. And I was looking forward to, like, the big opportunities that would bring in. Sean's eyes were on another store. So he got a message from the mall. He got the mall downtown saying, like, well, we haven't had a toy spot in a while, so if you want to set up your toy store here, then this is the lease. And malls are desperate, by the way. Malls are absolutely desperate to actually get people to stay in them and actually pay them rent. So they will give you, it was a cut rate deal. Like, it was such a good deal on the space. He couldn't say no, even though he had to be open 7 days a week, even though he had to be open when the mall was open, which meant hiring more people and working more hours than he wanted to work. All right, fair enough. So he opens up the second store. I helped build that store. I made the logo for that store from the ground up. And I was super proud. Like, hey, I got to build a toy store. Like, that's super cool. And then he had me working there. So at the time, this shop was only open Friday through Sunday. And by his time, that was because he didn't know if the business would run itself in this area. So he left himself with time off enough to get another job if he needed it. Really, I think he just wanted it to be like a casual shop that he didn't really have to pay attention to. I think that's really the real reason why it was 3 days a week. So Wednesday and Thursday, I would have to work the mall, which is getting up, me being like the eternal night owl. Like 4 a.m. is like bedtime for me. So getting up early enough to go all the way downtown and work at this shop, and it's an 8-hour day, and not the best of environments. Not the best of environments. It doesn't, like, I don't know. Let's just say I was really uncomfortable there. We'll put it that way. I was really uncomfortable there. Not only because, like, here, the lovely thing about here is being tucked away is the people who want to be here had to come find it. So they're into this. At the mall, you get passerbys, curious people, looky-loos, just wander in, wander out. The only time I've ever dealt with a Karen in my retail life, it was at that store. Because one of her kids was running out of the space with, $100 action figure, and all I said was, like, can you mind him and, like, make sure he doesn't grab things like that. Went off, because how dare I tell her how to raise her kid or indicate that anything was done right, wants the manager's phone number, etc., etc. Hated working there. So the first chance I got to get out, I got out. That was it. I couldn't handle it anymore. But before that happened, this location sold. And that only took about 6 months. So like in June, a new owner took over. New owner's Jim. Jim is a golf pro. Jim doesn't know one hide nor hair of the toy industry, the collecting market. He's something of a collector himself. It seemed fun to him. And the shop does prove that it can earn money. So this was something that he could actually turn a bill over, and it was like a backup retirement type plan. So he buys the shop. Jim values me tremendously. So at that point, I was kind of pretending to be manager. Once Jim took over and really needed my experience and my knowledge, that's when I kind of felt like, yes, I am actually the manager now. Like, I think that's when the promotion stuck in. Jim wanted me to stick around so much, he actually gave me $500 worth of toys out of inventory free. It's like the first time in my life I've ever had a signing bonus. It was really cool. And Jim's been great. Like, Jim actually does treat me, as much like as a partner, as an employee, as he does an employee. So he kind of, we go back and forth on a lot of things. He lets me put my input into the store. He gives me free reign to just do whatever I want with it, which is wonderful. And then Sean goes off and does his thing. It's been me and Jim ever since. And yeah, it's been wonderful. Like this, for a lot of people, me included, is a dream job. I get to deal in toys. I get to talk to toy collectors about my obsessions, and I get to learn a lot and meet a lot of cool people. Like, it is an absolute dream, and it gives me the chance to do this, which is cool too. When I look back at the last 2 years of this shop, I just think about how grateful I am for this chance, this opportunity, for having a job that I love to do, that is incredibly convenient to me, still allows me the time to work on the channel. If it wasn't for this job in particular, allowing me to do my research, gather my images, write my scripts, whatever it is, in between customers as freely as I can now, I would not be able to keep up the daily schedule that I am. Like, the way this all works, like, it all works. Like, everything here works because of my experience, thanks to the channel. Everything on the channel these days is working because of my opportunities and my situation here. And it has been a wonderful time. Like, absolutely, just, I couldn't imagine being in a better spot right now. and just to have people that genuinely appreciate the work that I'm doing as well. Because like, like this is enjoyable for them, but they don't know it the way I do. So that's on me. That's my burden on this shop, and it's kind of one that I enjoy. So yeah, it's been fantastic. There is a lot with the shop that this has come a long way in 2 years. We've expanded inventory, we've expanded the shop's shelving and furnishings. We've done giveaway events, we've done contests. I have obtained and sold tremendously special things that I've have never seen before, never thought I'd get the chance to ever see again. It's given me the chance to admittedly pull one or two things for myself, but it's just also just been, everything I've needed, like to get out of my little introverted bubble. It's helped tremendously. It has been fantastic for meeting new people, and just, yeah, and hey, gives me content too, because I get to talk about this place. Yeah, I'm thoroughly happy with what this shop has done. Now, the shop has its ups and downs. We get into things that don't quite work out. We made tons of money off of Pokemon during the boom, and that slowed down, but we can adapt. We just added a Dungeons and Dragons section, which you can't see because I'm blocking it. Yeah, you can't see it even if I move. But our D&D section has already drawn eyes and attention. This area in general needs it. It's 30 minutes to the closest hobby shop from here. I would love for that to be a thing, and we are planning some really cool things. I'm trying to get our Funko section redone to be a lot cooler and a lot more convenient for the customers. I'm looking into getting the windows redone and getting new vinyls that better represent what we're doing here. We might be expanding into a few other things that we've had high demand for, which would be fantastic. So really, things at the shop right now are golden as far as I'm concerned. Everything about this has been thrilling. Everything about this has just been the best I could have asked for. And there's not a day that goes by that I don't appreciate what I have and the opportunities it's given me. So yeah, that's kind of the history of the shop and how the last 2 years have gone. And it's been wonderful. It's been absolutely fantastic. And aside from the fact I would have liked to have the bigger store, everything has been working out as good as it can. So I will leave it at that. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. For the people who have actually come and visited the shop, thank you very much. There have actually been quite a few who knew who TJOmega was. And I appreciate seeing all of you here. It's always a wonderful surprise. So, as always, I will see you next time. And yeah, when we do something new, I'll let you guys know, because we're doing cool new things for 2023. And I'm really excited for it. And I can't wait to show you, because that's the toy store life. Guys, I am facing the most powerful enemy any YouTuber can face, the algorithm, and I need your help to defeat him. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment. Every time you do, we attack that algorithm and we drive it back until it can no longer defeat this channel. Thank you very much.